Yeah.
We are having a conversation with Balaji at CMI. We're going to start with how did you get interested in mathematics?
As like most people in India at least, the Tata Institute was the attraction. I was in Delhi, I studied in the St. Stephen's College. Delhi, did my math there. We knew that.
How did you end up studying in St. Stephen's?
I was brought up in Delhi. Yeah. My father was a graduate from the Indian Statistical Institute.
I see.
Yeah, he did what is called the certificate course when MStat was not there. He joined for his PhD with C.R. Rao.
I see.
Spent 1 year with him. My grandfather was a mathematician.
Okay.
Vaidyanatha Swami was his name.
Yeah.
The topologist whose book is now published by Dover.
I see.
It's the first English book, I think, in topology. And he was perhaps the teacher of, I think he was the teacher for K. Chandrasekhar and many other people founded the Tata Institute.
I see.
He was in ISI. Because Malanabish had called him for 3 years in 50s. And my father also went there to study in those days. Okay. He was a statistics graduate.
Okay, so it's a family thing.
It's like a family thing. But I never met my grandfather. He died before I was born.
I see.
Yeah.
So you studied in St. Stephen's. What you were studying mathematics there?
Mathematics honors. Yeah.
Mathematics.
I did a BA honors in math. I did not like chemistry, so I wanted to give it up. In the process, I gave up physics also. So I ended up learning economics and philosophy, which is available in Delhi University.
It was an option.
Yeah, BA honors in mathematics.
BA honors in mathematics. So then, after you did your BA honors, you must have had a lot of interesting classmates in your class.
Plenty, but I had a class of about 20 people.
Yes.
13 women and 7 men.
Wasn't that unusual to have so many women in maths?
I do not know the trend, but in general, I think St. Stephen's used to attract bright women who were also interested in going to the mathematics was one of the passages to either go to the IAS or to do an MBA.
I see.
They found that the IAS exams in math were generally easier to crack. And if you're a person who's already doing well in math in school, you felt that if you were trained properly in your bachelor's, you may not find it too hard.
And you probably got higher marks in the IAS exam for maths than, say, other
subjects. That was the attraction. That's why I'm saying that out of the 19 odd people in my class, I was only one who is pursuing math as a career.
I see. And they all became IAS officers or
Many people joined the MBA course in IIM Calcutta and Ahmedabad.
I see.
Some people went into, I think one or 2% went into the IAS. Most people went into, that was a time I think some trends were changing. People were going more into the corporate world.
I see.
So when they went into this Bajaj, XLRI and these places. But many went into the management.
I see.
And I was perhaps only person in my class. There were actually bright people in my class who could have easily done math, but they chose to go in a different direction. But I
became the only professional mathematician.
I was involved with Delhi ISI because I was the student this math committee or whatever it is for the college. So I used to call people from ISI, K.R. Parthasarathy, Kalyan Mukherjee, V.S. Sundar, P. Parthasarathy, Kalyan Sinha. I had called all of them to give talks at St. Stephen's.
I see.
So my interaction with mathematicians started pretty early that way.
Okay. So then what did you do after you graduated from there?
After BA honors, I could have gotten admission in ISI Delhi. I went to the Tata Institute. And gave my interview. Seshadri was in the interview committee there. I did not get selected. I came back to Delhi and ISI could have taken me, but I preferred to stay back in Delhi University because I wanted more free time because I didn't want to learn statistics and in MStat. And so I decided to stay on in Delhi University. Had a lot of free time. But then I used to go in the evenings to ISI and learn mathematics with Sundar. And Pramath was also doing this MStat thing, so I used to have a good time learning math. After my master's was over, I again went to the Tata Institute. And there, this time the interview didn't have, I had a 4-hour long interview.
4 hours?
Yeah, it was a very unpleasant experience. I got rejected. So, I became very disappointed in self-assessment. I came back to Delhi. I joined PhD in ISI Delhi.
I see.
And
they accepted you?
They were accepted because I got in very easily. They accepted me.
Okay.
And I started working with Kalyan Mukherjee and Anand Swarup. The ISI in those days was having a major conflict. Some big problems brewing the KRP. I'm putting all these things on record, but doesn't matter. And then I was learning some maths with KRP also.
Yeah.
And I got this National Board for Higher Mathematics Fellowship.
Okay.
And Kalyan Mukherjee came to Chennai.
Yes.
Because he was having a retinal detachment problem.
Oh, okay.
He came to the Shankar Netralaya for eye treatment. He came here and he found that in June of 1984, Seshadri had come here to start the Institute of Mathematical Sciences Math School. And I got my MBHM. And Kalyan Mukherjee,
so that gives you the freedom to go anywhere?
It gave me the freedom to go anywhere. And I wrote to Seshadri. Kalyan Mukherjee wanted me because he found my inclinations more in the lines of algebraic geometry and things. He said, "Why to write?" Because he was having an eye problem and my relationship with Swaru was not the best. 3 months it had gotten bad for whatever reason. And therefore Kalyan Mukherjee asked me to write to Seshadri. And I wrote to Seshadri. And Seshadri remembered my interview, bachelor's interview.
Oh, he did?
He did. And I thought that was... He said, "I would have liked to take you then itself, but for some reason, now I want you to come." Within a week, I got a response. He said, "Come lock, stock and barrel," and I joined here on the 11th of November 1984. I could not come on, I was supposed to come on the 1st of November, but Indira Gandhi passed away on the 30th.
Yes.
So I had to cancel my train tickets. I was having a long beard in those days. So it was not so easy.
You didn't want to take chances.
So I came on the 11th of November. It was cyclonic times here in Chennai. I'm remembering all these things as a part of my life. But I joined Seshadri started his course. He was waiting. He said he was waiting for me to come to start the graduate course. 3-4 people had joined. Sukumar Das Adhikari was now in HRI faculty there, and 3 other people had joined. Seshadri started a course called Geometry. And first lecture was what is a principal bundle. And of course I was.
What did you expect?
I was thrilled because this is what I was looking forward to. See, I had read about Grothendieck and about Seshadri. So when I met Seshadri personally first, I had written to him. And to Seshadri, despite the interview and all, I know about your work and things. First thing he asked me when I came down to Chennai was, "You've written, you know about my work. What do you know about my work?" I mentioned some name. I said, I've heard of the Narasimhan Seshadri theorem. You work on Riemann surfaces. So do you know all that? I said, I also know something on invariant theory or none. Oh, you know all that? Very good, very good. I just knew the names. I was trying to impress him, and well, he showed that he was impressed, but it's very difficult to impress. I mean, he keeps his secrets close to his chest.
Yes, he does.
His standards are very high. But he's an extraordinary guy. A Rishi character, I think. Because in a very unconscious way, he puts pressure on you to get the best out of you. Very high standards. If you don't do well, the comments come very direct. What he thinks of you comes without any mixing of words. And if you really want to feel that you're doing something, and that's kind of, if you have, it's also a matter of sometimes people have fallen on the way. But if you're lucky, you ended up actually getting over your ignorances and then it turns out to be a very good relationship. It has taken a long journey to impress him. After doing some pretty decent results, he comes and tells me, "Now I think you are a mathematician."
So you got certified by Seshadri. So you followed him here. You have been here from day one.
In fact,
day minus one, I should say.
That's true. In June, he came in 84, I came in November. I came before Balu to Math Science.
I see.
So, in Math Science, I was there. I finished my PhD reasonably fast. I submitted my thesis in 89.
So you did, which entity gave you your degree?
At that time, it was Madras University. And my thesis is here. Because Math Science got recognition from Madras University. It was already, therefore, like Tata Institute was, degrees used to come from Bombay University, it was likewise. And during my period itself, the conflict in Math Science had begun. So people used to be standing in groups and discussing various aspects of the future of Math Science. And then around the close of my PhD period, around middle of 1989, Seshadri one day came to me and said, I'm starting a new institute.
Yeah.
I said, and I'm taking it for granted that you're coming with me there.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't leave a choice to. He's not the kind of guy who leaves choices. And I didn't have a choice because see, if he says he won't.
But did it scare you that?
It scared me because it meant something also.
Yes.
See, this is the good things if it all works out well for you.
Yes, of course. But at that time, you don't know.
You don't know. So it also think that you don't when you feel that you don't have a choice as to where to go for a postdoc and things like that. So there is a burden, but there's also
a relief.
Kind of also relief, and also see, I have 5 years with him. You start seeing. I was trying to get into understanding Seshadri's manner of thinking.
Okay.
At some stage, I became a privileged position of a translator for what Seshadri is trying to say to others. Because somehow, maybe this is you can call it my horoscope or what.
Don't tell me you believe in horoscope.
No, I don't. Just try to as a joke. That it was like I could understand Seshadri. His half sentences.
Yes.
And his gestures.
Yeah.
So I think I really feel genuinely happy that there's a certain insight into algebraic geometry, which unique insight that he has, and he's an extraordinary mind. Thinks very, very differently from us. I have interacted with many people. He's different.
Yes.
I'm talking about high quality, world class mathematicians.
Right.
Somewhere else.
Right.
He's also everybody has his own style, but Seshadri is very unique. So it also sometimes is comforting because he's not when he's discussing mathematics, there's some vulnerability. You're really surprised at the end only that you have missed the point and he's coming up with a deep insight.
Right.
But while the process is on, you might think that you're also like him. So that illusion is given to you. So that works well. It worked very well. And therefore, when he said to come as a postdoc, I thought that he also respected my work and he wanted me as a colleague. And I think it was 2 years.
But I think his confidence was not misplaced because that you got a Bhatnagar award.
Like that. But Bhatnagar award came in 2007.
No, but
I'm talking about 1989.
Yeah, but
so it's something where maybe he saw a potential, but he would not tell you. He would never tell me that he thought I was good. This was a pressure, real pressure.
Yeah.
But that's his way of functioning. You know it many years later. I was close. I mean, I would never go beyond a point. Only very recently in 2005, 4 or 5, I would get closer to him about other aspects. But there was a close proximity, but there was a distance.
Yes.
And I knew that he's all the time evaluating me.
Yes.
And he can't but do it because that's Seshadri.
Yeah.
See, mathematics for him is he believes that he's in this world for mathematics. Okay?
Yes.
And which is very true.
Yes.
Something. Therefore, his standards or what he means by whom he should think is a good mathematician means something really. He feels that means something.
Yes.
I mean, it's all. If he says that I think of you as a good mathematician, it should be more than the Bhatnagar award or any award that he can think of. That's a kind of statement. So
he's worked with the world's best, literally. I asked him, did it intimidate him to work on Serre's conjecture, knowing that, Serre was a Fields Medal winner, the youngest Fields Medal winner ever, and so on. So it's not, it really can intimidate you. But he was unfazed.
He was unfazed actually. And he knew. See, the Seshadri I met, he was quite a taskmaster. He's changed now. He's much more compassionate. And we have heard about other people also.
Yes.
But Seshadri, you go with a very good theorem. And I'm saying that some resilience is required to be working with it. I'm personally telling you now, I go with a good paper, which I feel I've worked hard. And a good thesis problem.
Yeah.
He'll say. So, you don't know. So then you would say, no, maybe he wants me to push up the level.
Yeah.
This is not, he wants me to do more. If it works well, if you're lucky, if you're not broken already. So it's been a test of kinds.
Sure.
So it's been
So what kind of things are you working on after you came here?
My mathematical interests are essentially dictated by Seshadri's. I mean, in the sense that I really enjoyed the mathematics that he works in. Initially, I worked in most of my career has been one aspect, that is I'll say the geometry arising from Narasimhan and Seshadri theorem.
Okay.
Stable bundles, geometry, invariant theory. That kind of thing is my main forte.
Okay.
But I've also, because of his interactions and people visiting like Lakshmi coming in, I picked up the other side of Seshadri's work, which is standard monomial theory and Schubert varieties, which is kind of combinatorial to some extent. Seshadri is not a combinatorist. So he will provide the geometrical insight and allow the combinatorics to take care of itself. So that is one thing which comforted me, because I could come from his side to see what. So I did dabble a little bit of that to write a few papers. And I get a PhD student who's here right now in that. But then I came back to my strengths, which is algebraic geometry, bundle theory, and things like that.
I had a conversation with him this morning, and he was talking about. We were talking about Seshadri constant and so on. He said nowadays they do stuff in there that I don't understand.
Absolutely, you can't also, because it has kind of grown.
Yes.
And also, somebody named it Seshadri constant,
Yeah.
and the manner in which they saw its usefulness is different.
Yes.
The manner in which Seshadri originally found it was also different.
I said, that's what happens when you give birth to a child. You don't know which way it's going to grow.
Absolutely. You cannot dictate it. Absolutely. So I've been working in this area, and CMI. And many people know. I also personally go to the Sri Aurobindo ashram.
Okay.
So I have my what I call spiritual leanings. Okay. I like the Rig Veda, for example. And therefore, to me, CMI, I mean, each one comes with their own input. CMI is, because Seshadri's presence in mysteriously, I cannot pinpoint it. There's something nice about the atmosphere which borders on spirituality. It allows me to be...
There is a serenity on the campus that I have been staying here for weeks on ends, and I feel that. I really feel that. So that definitely is true. But coming back to nitty-gritty like financials and so on, CMI has always been on the not having its funding. Doesn't that unnerve you in the?
Fortunately, that is what I'm saying. I've been going to Pondicherry's. My grandfather was a mathematician, also was a disciple of Sri Aurobindo. So I've been going since '86. So my personal needs were very few, and I chose to lead a certain life. So maybe these were essential qualifications to be with Seshadri. Because if you have to be in this sort of constantly tenterhooks and poverty being a natural part of your definition as a mathematician, it would not be easy for others. I have had many arguments with him, many disagreements with him on various things. And one of these things was that if this is the kind of qualification you want for people to come and join, then it will never work.
Yes.
Because see, somebody like me, for me, proximity to Pondicherry, not requiring too much of money for subsistence, not thinking about whether I need more money. These things, somebody like Madhavan also was extremely dedicated to the idea of an institute like this. So such people, if they come, it's okay. But you cannot always expect that more and more such people. Somehow it has attracted many such who came with only such ideas because they have lived with this kind of strange. KRP defined it. There is a phrase in Tamil which says Nitya Gandam Purna Ayu. Means you know that you'll exist perpetually, but you will be dying every day. I mean, you could have died any day. That feeling will always be there. Nitya Gandam means I could be dead any moment, but you will know that it will continue to exist. So this kind of simultaneous existence, and dying constantly, was a part of the vestige.
Or like Schrödinger's cat.
Something like that.
Actually my great-grandfather and his brother were in the same jail at the same time with Aurobindo. So I have some family connection with Aurobindo as well. Before he became Sri Aurobindo.
Alipur case.
Yes.
Your grandfather? Who was?
My grandfather Divendra Sinha. He used to be in the same group as
the extremists of those times.
Yes.
I see. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Should I not? I'm good a little.
Then let's talk about how you see how this thing develops over the next few years. What would you like to see? What is in your wish list for CMI?
See, it's been a long journey, 35 years. Last 6 years, I've seen high quality young minds coming and joining here. Who, it suddenly seemed like we are, as algebraic geometry, a team to reckon with in India. And that's against this. So that's not been easy. And that, as I said, one of the pains was that Seshadri was the only known figure.
Yes.
And Seshadri is not young. So the question was after Seshadri, what, who?
Yes.
So maybe I did some work and in 2000, which is reasonably decent. That suddenly, I also happened to collaborate with a pretty big guy. My share value in the mathematical market went up.
But like Seshadri likes to say that FRS has brand value. So similarly, I think Bhatnagar also has brand value.
I had some paper with a mathematician in Princeton. Janusz Kolar is his name. Okay. He's a pretty big guy. And that is almost like a miracle. The way it happened. It was a collaboration through email, and it just comes out of the blue sometimes. And therefore, what become a little more known.
Yeah.
So the math school here suddenly started algebraic geometry. I started attracting people. So it's not only Seshadri, but there's somebody else also.
Yes. Yeah.
And you have had a body of work, but your prominence comes out by proving some decent result of a big theorem. Some prominent theorem, I would call it, a good theorem, which people realize, and they call you for conferences. You're noticed, and suddenly you find that people want to apply for a job here.
Yes.
So
that's a good sign.
That's a good sign. So that is a turning point. So in 2007 it started happening. The year I got married in 2007. Again, the Seshadri's conspiracy. So I think after that, I believe that we are after Tata Institute, we are the strong algebraic geometry team. I believe now is the time that we have a decent base in algebraic geometry. We should expand more into
other areas of
arithmetic algebraic geometry, which is very close to algebraic geometry. And which is a prized area. Manjul Bhargav is going to get Fields Medal this year. Okay, that's for sure. And that people, young Indian minds who have done very well in CMI, have all gone and worked in those areas.
Okay.
Because that's a kind of a real attractor.
Okay.
Because it's synthesis of so many things, and Sayre and all these names come there.
Yeah.
So one good thing would be to expand in this department to have strong arithmetic algebraic geometry and also mathematical physics.
Okay.
So these aspects, if they come in, you will be developing a different kind of a niche. I mean, you will be entering into no other institute in India is strong enough. These kind of things. One must make a choice.
Yes.
So that you are noticed as being different from the Tata Institute.
Sure.
So Tata Institute also has a lot of algebraic geometers, but I would like to say more arithmetic here of a different kind, and mathematical physics also. And now that Ramdas is here, that may also lead to some.
Yeah.
So this is one aspect. I mean, these three get together. So, I think CMI might start attracting more young faculty, and we might be comparable to a decent American university. I think that will be a great achievement to being in India.
Yes.
Because I think I'm not, with no exaggeration, coming and working in this campus, for example, when the roads were not built, it was not easy. I mean, I have generally developed back problems. Basically, it is 25 kilometers because we were living in the city and when the institute started developing here.
Yeah.
So, to come through all these things and for faculty to come and decide to live here and this place developing, all these things, I mean, if they happen, it's well and good. It's not necessary that they happen. Somehow it will happen, so it has worked out. So, for it now to lead to a new growth in this direction would be a consummation devoutly to be wished. So, that's a hope.
Okay. That's good. Thank you very much.